fast they can make the super widgets. Okay. If this is set up conventionally, which this one is, in a vertical table, then your data is in a column. So you're not putting anything in here, you're putting in where does this information, where does the column input information go? So you have to write to see it. And the place that I would be plugging in if I was doing it myself is right up there in DA. But again, this is only a one-way table, so you're not gonna have something in both of these spots. You're only gonna have one in one place, and usually with a one-way table, if it's a pretty traditional, conventional looking one-way table, your input is in a column, and so that's where it's gonna be. So when I click OK, it fills all this in for me. Now, my question was, how many days will it take before we're not losing money? Okay. That appears to be, finally, right here, 26 days before we're not losing money. Highlight it real quick. Now, that's not like a break-even thing. That's not what it's doing. I mean, you know, in a sense, we're working along those lines. But, you know, somewhere in between here, we finally stop losing money. Okay, we can get them that fast. Yeah.
Go to the reference C18.
It is a reference to E15. So it's a reference to E15. Over here in this column? Over the E15 column is the sum. Hold on, you gotta get ready to see all of it. You can't see it all still. It's the sum of these minus your fixed cost. All right. There are two different questions that we end up answering about this. If you look at the PowerPoint, one of the questions is how many days does it take before we no longer lose money if we can speed these people up 1% every day with our retooling, retraining, you know, all that kind of stuff, okay? We needed the data table to do that, okay, because we had to sort of list it out and get to that point at which we finally weren't losing money. So the data table was the best way to answer that question, okay? Because it was a question about how many days did it take. A different question would be, how fast do they need to be? Okay, now I can give you a little hint here. It's somewhere between 3.92 and 3.88, right? I mean, it's somewhere in between there that they need to get to. But if I wanted to specifically answer the question, how fast do they need to be in order for us to break even, we could simply turn this into a straight goal seek break even like we've done before, where we set this cell equal to 0, okay? Data, what if analysis, goal seek, where we set that cell, profit loss cell, at 0 by changing what? T, which is how fast they can make these super widgets. Okay, so I just turned it into a simple goal seek, break-even analysis, where I figure out, and that number shouldn't surprise me at all, but that's the actual break-even number. The 3 point, we need to get them to where they're 3.91, probably 6.6 repeating forever. Okay, that shouldn't shock us at all. We already knew it was somewhere in between 3.92 and 3.88. But what you have to understand here is these were two different questions, and the two different questions lent themselves to two different solution approaches. Okay, when I asked the one question, how many days does it take? Well, the data table did a better job of that. Okay, that listed them all out for me, found the day, and you know, I'm all good there. The other question, which is this, how fast do they need to be in order for us not to be losing money anymore, in other words, break even, then just doing a straight goal seek on that was a perfectly reasonable thing to do. Okay, they do a real quick, chart on this. You know what, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna switch. We've got so little time. You can do a chart. I do just do a chart on that one column, and you can see the trend. You'll be able to see it on the finished file. Okay, so one other thing that's on the finished file I really need to talk about is this grade model. It will be on the finish file at 5:30 today. What I did in my 10 o'clock class was I filled it in explaining things as we went, and there's some things I still need to explain to you as we go, okay? But I didn't solve it with them. We're eventually going to, well, kind of, we did one more goal seek, but we're eventually gonna solve it after we get through a great big long, this is all one great big example right here. It starts with goal seek. It shows you how we can switch that over to being a solver, which we'll then learn about, and then we keep expanding the solver as we go, and we even go back into our last question and look at a solver if we have time. Look, once we know solver, we're able to come back and do this. So I will let you, when you come into class on Tuesday, this sheet will already be finished. I'll go into parts of it and show you how we got certain parts of it, but it'll already kind of be there, and that'll help out a little bit with time-wise. It'll help us get through it a little bit faster. Yeah, so with that said, we can go back up here very easily, make a chart that, so I could cheat and not do this and this, because these were just chronologically numbered starting at 1, which is what your chart's gonna do if you just put these values in there. So what you see is at day 5 to 26, you break even. Okay, so that's basically the way it's going across there. Anyway, that chart will be on the finished file too. I'm not complaining about the chart. But you do need to kind of have a grasp of the break-even analysis, and not just break-even of when, but also that comparing alternatives to each other. Okay, and knowing that when you subtract, like say their profit level, you subtract their profit level and you set it to 0, that helps you determine when you choose one versus the other. Okay, so we're good. We're gonna kick back in on all of this stuff on Tuesday. We will finally get to solve it on Tuesday. So I'll see you then.